Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He might talk a lot about what he wants to do, but most of the time he doesn't follow through. You'll notice bursts of energy and excitement, but when work gets tough or stressful, he pulls away and avoids tackling problems head on. Be prepared to hear big ideas, but not see many results.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's more likely to break down than bounce back. You'll see him get frustrated or even angry, and instead of working through the problem, he tends to give up and step away. He needs lots of support to cope, but he rarely offers it in return.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work often find him difficult to get along with. He doesn't go out of his way to be polite or kind, and when he gets upset, he may snap or start arguments. Instead of calmly solving problems, he sometimes reacts harshly or pulls away, making teamwork challenging.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your own career, he may struggle to be openly proud of you. At first, he might act excited, but deep down, he can get upset or pull back, feeling uncomfortable or even jealous. It's not that he doesn't care, it's hard for him to support when he feels insecure.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, it's very likely that he will feel insecure and even secretly resent you. He might not say much at first, but you could notice him becoming distant, withdrawn, or a bit snappy. If you want someone who's truly happy for your growth, you may not find that warmth in him.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very organized with his money and may spend without thinking things through. You might notice him making quick purchases on impulse or forgetting to plan for important expenses. Be ready for moments where you need to step in and help avoid careless mistakes.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's likely to pretend to be richer than he really is. Sometimes he makes flashy purchases or tries to keep up with people who have more, even if it means stretching his budget too far. If you're searching for someone who's honest and real about his lifestyle, you may feel worried watching him live beyond his means.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't naturally open handed or kind, especially with money or his feelings. You'll notice that he rarely goes out of his way to help or share, and his gestures can feel small or even thoughtless. Sometimes he holds back both with spending and with emotional support, making you wonder if he's really invested in others' happiness.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He tends to be secretive rather than open about money. If something goes wrong with finances, he may avoid talking about it or keep details to himself instead of sharing openly. Sometimes he tries to control money in his own way, making decisions without asking or explaining.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's not likely to step up and share housework with you. Most of the time, he'll expect you to manage the chores, either by ignoring them or acting like it's not his responsibility. When things need to be done at home, he could easily pull back or disappear, leaving you to handle everything alone.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to stand back and supervise rather than roll up his sleeves and actually help with chores or diapers. You might find him giving advice from a distance, pointing out what needs to be done, but rarely joining in or sharing the load. It can feel lonely when you're hoping for real practical help and end up doing most of the work yourself.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
Most of the time, he argues to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your side. If you share your feelings or explain your point, he's quick to defend himself or push back instead of listening. Even during small disagreements, he focuses on winning the argument rather than finding a solution that makes both of you happy.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't always stay respectful and can say hurtful things or act aggressive. You might hear harsh words, sarcasm, or even shouting when things upset him. He has trouble controlling his temper and sometimes lashes out before thinking.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry very quickly, and his reactions can be strong or sudden. This is definitely a red flag, especially if you're hoping for a peaceful and supportive relationship. You deserve to feel safe and respected. Don't brush this warning sign aside.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He's unlikely to say sorry or take responsibility when things go wrong. Instead, he tends to blame you or make excuses for his behavior. If you value honesty and accountability, this can be very painful and leave you feeling alone with the burden.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may not always respect your boundaries and sometimes struggles to understand that no means no. Instead of listening and stopping when you're uncomfortable, he might push back, ignore your wishes, or try to talk you into changing your mind. This can leave you feeling uneasy or pressured, especially in moments that matter most. You deserve someone who clearly respects your limits and listens when you say no. Don't settle for less and protect your comfort and safety above all.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he's likely to take it personally when you're not in the mood for intimacy. If you say no, he may become upset, distant, or even feel rejected, sometimes making sharp remarks or acting cold for a while. Instead of understanding your feelings, he might focus on his own disappointment and pull away.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You may not be able to fully trust him to handle private moments with care. If you ever have a fight or disagreement, he could use things you shared in confidence to make sharp remarks or embarrass you rather than keeping your trust safe. With him, that sense of safety may be missing. So guard your heart and privacy carefully.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is easily distracted by other women and may not be truly faithful in a relationship. You might notice him paying attention to others, flirting, or acting interested elsewhere, even when he's with you. Trust can become a real concern, and you could find yourself feeling insecure or doubting his loyalty.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he tends to act over possessive, showing signs of jealousy, control, and constant suspicion. You might find him checking up on you, questioning who you talk to, or getting upset if you spend time with others. If you notice these signs, don't ignore them.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might look like being protective is actually a sign of a controlling personality. He may say he's looking out for you, but often he wants to control where you go, who you see, and what you do. True caring means trust, not constant rules.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. Don't count on him to step in, share responsibilities, or join you as a true partner. If you're hoping for shared effort, be prepared to feel alone and overloaded with the job.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. You might see him react with anger, sharp words, or even withdraw instead of helping them work through their feelings or mistakes. If you want your children to feel safe and supported, you'll end up having to be the steady, gentle parent most of the time.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He's unlikely to give strong support for your role as both a mother and your own person. He often expects you to handle most family duties and doesn't naturally celebrate your personal dreams or independence. You deserve someone who stands by you and values every part of who you are, inside and outside of the home.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might seem supportive of your career at first, but later ask you to quit once you have a child. In the beginning, he may give some encouragement, but his true feelings show up when things change, like starting a family. If you don't want to give up your work or dreams, be clear about your boundaries and watch for any signs that his support is only temporary.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to just act polite on the surface with your parents without showing genuine warmth or care. You'll notice him putting on a formal front when needed, but not truly making an effort to connect, share, or build a real relationship with them. If family closeness matters to you, you may wish for more kindness and real affection than he actually gives. He's more likely to expect your family to change for him rather than trying to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to make things worse rather than handling it calmly. When faced with their actions or comments, he can quickly get irritated or angry, and his reactions may lead to more tension instead of resolving the problem. You might find yourself caught between his temper and your family's worries, feeling pulled in two directions.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might seem modern with you in private, but will expect you to act like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He may ask you to dress a certain way, follow customs, or adjust your behavior when his family is around, even if that's not how you live together otherwise. If being true to yourself matters, be careful not to lose your voice or comfort to please others.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family rather than support you. When disagreements or problems come up, he may avoid taking your side, stay silent, or try to keep peace by agreeing with them. You might feel alone or unsupported during stressful times, wishing he would stand up for you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He does show signs of being a mummy's boy and is very unlikely to choose your side in a conflict with his mother. If you ever disagree or clash with her, he's more likely to defend her, keep quiet, or expect you to adjust instead of standing up for you. This can leave you feeling unsupported and alone, especially when you need your partner to speak up for what's fair.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he's likely to share details of your fights and private life with his mother or sister. This means your personal matters may not stay private, and family members could get involved, judge, or even take sides. You might feel exposed or betrayed, with your trust and boundaries often overlooked.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel lonely and heavy. You'll often carry the family responsibilities and manage things on your own while he stays distant and avoids effort or emotional talks.